Hello and welcome, my name is Excalibur and this is Darkwood. This is an indie game in a horror adventure isometric style that I don't know very much about. I remember seeing gameplay of this, must be about 3 years now? 3 years ago, roughly? I don't know what to expect and I'm not too sure what this is going to be. See, difficulty. When dying, you drop part of your equipment. Going mode, you have limited number of lives after that's game over. Ultimate death is permanent. Let's go with normal for the time being. Don't want to skip the prologue. And that should be it. Let's see what happens now. You're playing a challenging and unforgiving game. You will not be led by the hand. Respect the woods. Be patient. Focus. Tread lightly and carry a big stick. I see hatred and fear in their eyes. Interesting visual, as if I was responsible for spreading disease. As if I were the source for misery plaguing this land. I have nowhere to hide from them, nowhere to run. The roads have closed us off from the world. We are all doomed. And we appear to be in the game. Notepad. How I can move it around on the screen. Interesting. I've taken it. That's an interesting mechanic. Gated window dismantle. Homemade device for producing moonshine. Medical notes. I know these notes by heart. I don't want to read them now. So am I a doctor of some sort? Potatoes examine. The only edible thing growing on this land. I still have some left. Door open. Generator is almost out of juice. I need to find a full gasoline can. I saw a broken tractor to the east. Maybe I could find some gasoline there. So we have a sprint. It's not the fastest. I wonder if it's... I definitely hear something. Is there something? The locker's jammed a long time ago, never mind. I used to keep useless junk in there anyway. Locked, I could open it with a lockpick. This is a very, very strange setting. The sound is very, very disconcerting. Cage examine. Cages. This time, they're empty. Chair, search, camera, my old Zenit camera. Can I interact with this, or is it just for observation? My old useless medical bag. Photo value 1. 12 of the 6, 85. Strange kind of face. Get some kind of background. Interesting. So tab key opens up my inventory. Pills max 30. My medical bag. Can I do anything? Search for cage. Nothing. Wooden doll outside. Would there be a wooden doll outside? Switch. There are light mechanics aside from my torch. My tools, they haven't been sterilized for years. The local patients can't be helped anyway. So are we actually putting these things in our bag somewhere? I don't seem to be able to do much with either of those. Oh, that's interesting. Certain objects cannot be interacted with unless you're close enough to identify them. To keep us in mind if I find anything interesting. Ah, there we go. You can only select and interact with objects within your reach. The interaction range is indicated by the color changing cursor. Literally what I just said. My bed, examine. I've just woken up. But we woke up in there, so I assume... Oh, that's an interesting sound. Radio unit. The radio has been silent for years, although sometimes I think I can hear voices through the static. Some interesting notes. I wonder if I need to use any of these. Seem to be codes, but I assume they're dates. The previous date I saw said 85, and these ones refer to 84 and 83. Interesting. I also know these notes by heart. I don't want to read them now. Alcohol quickly produced moonshine, barely filtered. Rag, value 7, max 5. Maximum of 5 rags, eh? Key, I'll open the front door to my house with this. Key found, key. Key. Board, value 3, maximum of 10. Matchstick, value 3, max 10. My medical book. Seems there is a disease indicated by outbreaks of skin and flesh deteriorating in some way, or infection rising through. Interesting. I do wonder where these items keep going. So if I drop this down, I can pick it up again. Interesting. Also seems like there's a pentagram drawn here, or something has been rotated in circles around the room. best not enter this room right now. I'd rather not open it. I spent too much time to lock him in there. What on earth have I done? Cursor has a plus icon next to it. You can hold left mouse button to open the selected object's action menu. Interesting. Barricade, use key or open. So we'll use key. Kind of torn between leaving the door open and actually closing it before I go back. Don't know if I'll need to run or if anything will follow me. Wood logs, more boards and some nails. My 125p, 125p. Examine, it used to be a luxury, but since all the access roads have been devoured by the woods, it became a useless pile of trash. Search or examine. People's Tribune, daily newspaper of the Polish People's Republic. There are mentions of police, the President of USA speaking with the ZSRR, rather than USSR, I assume. 6 million, I'm assuming this means something like infected. 1978 or 9 maybe? Not too sure what any of that means. It seems to be talking about a political party, potentially. Interesting. Yes, I'm well aware of the whining, bleeding, fly-infested dog. We'll look at that in a moment. Wooden doll. A large humanoid doll with a... Oops, what was that? A large humanoid doll with a carved out face. Why? So many questions and so few answers. Destroyed well. Search. Broke. I don't think he's going to make it. I should end his suffering. Okay. Press space to vault over obstacles like fences or windows. Seems that the forest is impinging upon my ability to see completely over here. Who knows these things? I do wonder what my character has been up to before this. The bloodstains across the house are worrying, to say the least. Tree over this way. Some stumps. Over here, nothing. Noise of the radio coming through. More wood by workers. Not very much else to see here. Wonder if there'll be anything I can do for the dog. Okay, so the vaulting is a set speed and I cannot do anything while I'm vaulting. I have to run away from something, that might be an issue. But Let's home in on this axe. If I can equip these, I wonder if I'll need to use any of them. Swing is incredibly slow. I have to charge it up and then let go. Interesting. It instantly reminds me of Silent Hill 2's combat style in that my character does not seem to be a fighter, nor particularly well equipped. And there we go, with a weapon selected in your hotbar, hold right mouse button to take aim, then press left mouse button while aiming to attack. I'm not sure if this is the wisest of choices to open up this area, but here we go. These trees are growing too fast, soon I won't be able to cut them down fast enough. Snare traps, I must be careful, the woods are full of them. Bear trap, pick up. So I assume I'll be able to set this. Interesting, it became scrap metal on collection. Dead cow, boom. Press left shift to run. When a game tells you this, it's often time to be concerned. I'm hoping this is just ambient music rather than something to actually worry me. A delightful map. I'm also going to assume that the game does not pause itself out on the map. The woods have devoured all the roads that connected us to the outside world. No one is able to pass through the thicket. A murder of crows. Location found, fallen tree. Burned campfire. To immediately transfer items between inventories, hold left control or left shift when clicking on it. Luckily I'd already figured this out. Where am I going? I notice now there's a red bar on my axe. I assume this has a limited number of swings / usage. Interesting. rather than carry around a bone. Make a second torch. I have no idea what the time will be like on the life of this torch. I must admit the game does a very, very good job at creating an intimidating atmosphere. I genuinely feel like I'm in the middle of a horrifying situation which I have no control over. Abandoned house. See if that's true. So this warped texture of burnt or disfigured landscape makes me wonder what happened here. It appears to be a person in a tree. Let's see what's over here. In a few days it will be completely absorbed. Disturbing to say the least. Clothes. More rags for me, I suppose. More clothes. No room in an inventory. Can I craft anything with rags? I have no idea. Could have sworn I saw something move, but never mind. So this is a good supply of rags if I need rags. Assume I'll be able to craft something with them eventually, but right now I have no idea. I have the option to repair these doorways, but would there be any purpose? It's interesting, can I actually get through this? Seems I cannot strike whatever it is blocking the way through. We're away on top of this. So I can actually swipe with this torch also. Would I be expected to use this as a forward camp, or is it just a waypoint, a place to stop if I need? Since it seems death isn't permanent, I wonder how the systems of this game actually work. A wounded man lays on the ground before you. What do you do? Personally, I wonder what wounded him. I think this one is still breathing. Unconscious man, Search. Big metal key. If there is an exit out of these woods, this key will surely open it. Wonder if there's something I can discard. All of these items seem potentially useful. Guess I'll toss the nail for the time being. Number 21. That might be relevant at some point.